Well, good morning, church.
Good morning, Steve.
I hope everyone that you love and cherish is doing well. As I begin my homily this morning, I'd like to ask you, are you a big sports fan? This time of year, I see some people sporting some colors out there, so I'm a big Mets fan, so the Jets have been done before they start, right? I mean, I hate to say that, but Giants got knocked off last night, so they're no longer in it. The Bills are there today, so, go Bills, right? But it's really weird being a sports fan if you think about it, So my friends and I got quite a few of my friends are Mets fans. I think I even have my Mets watch on, today, so. And it's weird because we talk about the team like I own it, right? I mean, do you catch yourself doing that? It's like, oh, this is what we should do, right? This is who we need to get. We need another third baseman or whatever it is. And it's kind of funny because we think about it and talk about it like I play for the team or I own it, or Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, is calling me up and saying, hey, Steve, what do you think we should do? Right? So if you think about sports, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's kind of silly. It's nice, it's entertaining, and it's a good diversion from life. We always have this hatred and this rivalry with other teams, and we might as well be saying, I like the yellow team better than the blue team, right? It doesn't always make sense. And even if you're not a sports fan, we're quite often that same type of community, pride or belonging is part of all of us. Social psychologists would call it that was an evolutionary trait that helped us survive as people. Me, I like to believe that God has given us this gift so we know what is real, right? So we know what is real. Because sometimes we get really bizarre, right? We're like, oh boy, we're so much better. Like, Ravina is so much better than Coxsackie, right? Those St. Mary people, right? And then we do that with everything. We do it with all kinds of types of belonging. Like America's the best. Said Americans, right? And I believe that myself, but the Canadians might have a different idea, or the Europeans might have a different idea, right? And so that can be a really good thing to have that community pride, and it also can be our downfall when it comes to being a Christian. It can also be one of those things that divides us. So many times we find ourselves like this us versus them mentality. And Jesus today tells us this great story through Paul. Paul is standing up in front of his community. So times really haven't changed much, have they? This 2,000 years ago, Paul is standing in front of his community saying, what's going on? Why are you guys fighting with one another? Some of you were saying, I belong to Apollos. Some of you were saying, I belong to Paul. Some of you were saying, and Cephas. So it goes on and on and on, like that national pride that they have. Paul was trying to explain to us that we don't get it, right? We don't get it because Jesus has come not for St. Mary's or Ravina or the United States. God has come for everyone. And that's a change that I have to make in my head all the time. I have to be able to change that channel, right? And to think about things in a different way. That God wants us to see the value of each person, regardless of, their place where they live or they grow up or the color of their skin or the language they speak. We are children of God. And that's what we have to remember, right? We are children of God. And it is up to us, the believers, to be able to carry this light wherever we go. On our baptism, we're given the light of Christ, right? That Paschal candle that I carry in as I proclaim it on the eve of Easter, that Christ is here, right? That Christ has arisen, Christ is with us, and that light that shines before all of us, the light of Christ, we need to take it into our soul, into our heart, into our being, and share it with one another. The responsorial psalm that Aaron sang so beautifully, that Christ is our light and our salvation. Says it all. You and I are that light, right? We are supposed to be able to spread this wherever we go. We have to remember we're no longer divided, that we're united through Christ, that God is the center of our world. May you and I be reminded as the days begin to lengthen and as we step closer and closer to that season of Lent, that it is our responsibility to be able to share that with everyone, to share it with our children, to share it with the next generation, to share it with our community, to be able to spread it, not by just the words we speak, but by our actions. May you and I see that we are the light of Christ. May we be able to see that what's real is this beauty. And may we continue to see this love in one another.